I brought it with me so I can change it. I brought it with me so I could change it. Can I have your attention real quick? If I can get your attention real quickly, we got a big crowd still coming in. We're going to go ahead and pull them in and get them. We're going to bypass the sign-in sheet so we can get everybody in here and we can get this started, okay? So hang with us here a few minutes till we get everybody in. Togetherness.
signed in? Wes is going to pull out another set of pictures.
Yeah, I think he's got to go get it.
With the speaker system, we'll be able to hear.
These little microphones, he said, work better, so maybe we can turn them on the speaker.
Yeah.
I'll ask him. Check. Hello.
Do you know where they're going to be using these for? We've already reached out to Rumpke. The town's got a plan. They have a collection site that we're setting up tomorrow. You're welcome to, if you want to be a part of that.
So what do you do?
This on the back, just push that button.
Everybody's attention. Can you guys hear okay back here? All right. If we can quiet down, please. The microphones aren't extremely loud, so it'd be helpful to have quiet. I appreciate all of you being here. You still can't hear? How about this one? All right. I think I tried too hard. Okay, how's that? All right, very good. Thanks everybody for getting here. I wish it was here for something different, but it is what it is, and I appreciate the fact you all showed up to get some good information, okay? We have a lot of stuff to talk about. I will say we're going to get to a Q&A session in a little bit. If there's media here, we're not taking media questions. This meeting is for our citizens to answer their questions. If media's here and wants to ask questions, we'll do that later, okay? We'll open up as we should. I'm going to ask Danny Berry to come up here. If you all stand, we'll have a quick prayer.
Let's pray. Our Father in heaven, God, as we come here today, I know that we each come with different circumstances that are now facing us. Some of us, Father, have lost everything. Some of us know someone who's lost everything. And some of us have not maybe lost much, but we want to be here to help. We want to be here to support. Father, I just pray that your Spirit and that your wisdom would fall on us, that your hands would guide us as we help our neighbors. Father, that we would be here to support and encourage one another when someone else is down. And God, we know that you're going to bring us through this. So Father, just give us patience, give us humility, but also give us action. Help us to also be urgent in the work that we do to serve one another. God, we have an amazing, amazing community here. And Father, I'm just asking you to bless us. And Father, help us to just show the hands and feet of your Son, Jesus, as we do this. Father, lead this meeting. Father, give us the information we need so that we're able to take the next steps forward. And God, again, we ask for your blessing on our various communities that are represented here today. I pray in Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. I want to open up with just a few remarks. We've all been through some difficult times here, and there's more to come. So let's just be prepared for it, okay? It is what it is. You've all done a great job working together. The first night I was able to get emergency management showed up. Wayne County Emergency Management with a team. They showed up, and I don't know even when they got there. All of a sudden they said, can you go up and see if they need anything? I get there. They're already deployed. Emergency management's there. The sheriff's there. State police is there. Reed EMS is there. Everybody, and our fire departments from not just Cambridge City, not just Milton, not just Dublin, from everywhere. Everybody responded. And I tell you what, it saved lives. So we're very thankful for that we had no fatalities, and that we're very lucky for that. So there's one thing. In case you don't know, my name is Jim McLean. I'm the Cambridge City Town Council President. A lot of you know that. I think half of you have my cell phone number now. So that's all right, keep it. We're going to go through several things, and then to the end, we're going to go through Q&A. You're going to get a lot of information. We'll try to keep that disseminated and everybody get updated, okay? We're going to start with, there was a sign-in up here. Some of you did not get to sign in. I know some of you that got here till the tail end. Just make sure. Okay. So if you didn't get signed in, make sure you stop and sign in. We want everybody's name. We want to make sure everybody's getting help, okay? We don't want anybody to be missed. I want to thank the school for letting us use this today. You wouldn't have fit in City Hall even if there was a City Hall right now. I actually just met the new superintendent of Western Wayne Schools, and if she's going to come up here and give you a little update on the school, okay? So Melissa McIntyre, wherever you are.
Good afternoon. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you for your patience as you know that school's been delayed and canceled the last 3 days. We are going to school tomorrow. So buses are out running routes right now to check roads. I will get something out on social media and through Parent Square, our principals. We just had a little bit of a meeting over text and in person today. I'm going to also send out a link that if you are not in your residence, and we've already sent it out once, but we'll send it out again today. If you're not in your residence, we're going to be more than happy to send a bus or a minibus to come and pick you up. So our students in our district are our main priority. Our teachers, our staff, our principals, all of us are very excited to see them tomorrow, to be able to get them out breakfast and lunches. So we're super excited. So be looking for your bus times, and we will be picking kids up. We're very excited to see them.
Okay, some information here. I know there's been some communication issues. One thing you need to understand is there's no town hall. We don't have any phones. We don't have any computers. We had somebody come in and help us with computers. We've got no desks, no phones, no nothing, okay? Yet, we were only out of water for just a little bit, okay? Yet, the power's back on, and EMA helped us with that, and, you know, it was very helpful. And I don't know what we'd done without them, but what I'm asking is be patient with us, okay? We're working on it, but we got a lot of work to do. And so there was a sheet that went out. There's we're getting out on social media. We're putting stuff out in the local media, radio stations and such. That's all going out. We also have a communication board at the church now. So when you go in the church where the donations are, look to your left. There's a bulletin board there. All communications are also getting posted there. We're working on getting cell phones as a temporary patch, and we'll get that number out as soon as we have it so that you can reach the city without having to flag down a police officer or one of our white trucks, okay? We're working on it. Everybody's been really patient up to now, and we appreciate it so much. I'm asking you to remain that way. Believe me, we're working on it. But our top priority was restoring those utilities, okay? All right, thank you. From there, we're going to talk about services. We've got a lot of donations coming in. So many, we've had to say, hold on a minute, okay? Which is wonderful, but it's also a difficulty. But all donations, we got a donation center, Cambridge City Christian Church. All donations are going to go through them. All distribution is going to go through them. So if you want food, you want water, we have lots of fresh water. If you need water, go get it. If you need food, you need water, you need clothes, see them. If they can't get it, they'll pass it along, okay? We'll get it. All right? Danny, Barry, is there anything you want to add? That's the way you put somebody on the spot.
Again, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who has given. And what I mean by giving is in all different varieties. We've had financial donations of all kinds, large and small. We've had people from local that's given. We've got people from across the country that has given. I got a call the other night from somebody who gave from New York City that knows about what's happening here in Cambridge City. And so I want you to know, yeah. So I just want you to know that people care about you and that people love you, not just here locally, but around the state and around the country and probably even the world. As for donations, if you want to give, so if you have material things to give, water, food, things like that, like Jim mentioned, we are kind of holding a little bit. We're getting better organized now. Everything happened very quickly, but we're getting better organized on distribution, and we're getting that ball rolling. But if you want to give, you can just drop it by the church. If you want to give a financial gift, there's a couple of different means you can do that. You can do it through the Wayne County Foundation, or you can do it through our church's website. We have a fund that 100% of the giving to that goes back into our community for flood relief. So again, I want to thank all of you, and if you have any questions, I'll be here afterward, or you can drop by. I'm floating around town here a lot. So what's that? Well, oh yeah, that's not probably the best. Yeah, saying floating, that's probably not the best thing to say right now. But nonetheless, thank you for your support, and there's a lot of people that are behind you. Okay.
Okay, some of the other things going on. We have a group from Stride for mental health. You've maybe seen them. They've been walking around town. They're here to help. If you need that kind of help, use them. Let me tell you something. I know you're all strong, and I know you're all independent, but if you need help, use it, okay? I'm the same way. Golay Center showers. I know some of you are still cleaning out your homes. Probably your water's off. Maybe your power's off and you don't have hot water. The Golay Center is open. I think it's 6 to 8 or 9 p.m. for showers. So 6 to 9. Thank you, Jenny. Everybody knows Jenny, too. You want her phone number? Might as well share the love. Anyway, there you go. 6 to 9 at Golay Center. You need a shower, use it. Your friends and neighbors will be glad you did. Next is one thing I know you're all wondering about is debris removal, okay? We did go around and talk about it. We have our town councilman, Mike Amick, is kind of heading that up along with Matthew Kane from Wayne County Emergency Management. Matthew, you going to talk about that? I'm putting everybody on the spot today. Or Mike, do you want to?
Hey, Matt, you go ahead and tell them whatever you need to. I've got the address and everything where we're going to go. I'll let everybody know that. If you want to tell them the separation piece.
Okay. Just for my portion of this, we've provided the FEMA guidance for the debris removal, which we know is very frustrating because we're in rural Indiana where you just get her done. And so, unfortunately, that is not how FEMA looks at things. And in order for us to try to capture every dollar that is spent for this disaster for the town, for the county, for the communities that are affected, we have to do it the way FEMA tells us. So that is why the flyer has gone out yesterday and then again today, the separation of that debris and why it's important to do that. Not only doing so at the curbside helps us tremendously, but then it'll have to be sorted when we actually go to put it in the containers as well. We're in the process ever since this started and trying to get, working with our private partners, Rumpke, Bestway, those that already service your community. Keep in mind, though, we are not the only county that has been hit, and they are stretched pretty thin. I know our Bestway services that you told me this morning, they service 12 counties, most of which have debris. So they are doing the best they can as well. So we have the wheels in motion for Rumpke to bring in some containers, and I'll turn it over to the city for them to kind of explain what that's going to look like in the coming days. But we're hopefully in the very short time going to be able to start moving some of that to that location.
Thank you, Matt. I'm Mike Amick. I'm the Public Works Commissioner and Vice President on the Town Council. I'll be working with Rumpke and other various debris removal companies, and we're going to get as many dumpsters in here as we possibly can get. There's going to be a central dumpster and debris point to collect all of your belongings that you no longer need. That's going to be at 2nd and Green Street, across from the old Miller plant, and just kind of across from the parking lot from our current maintenance building that is right there across from Miller's. So I'm hoping to have 10 or 12 dumpsters in there. They will be labeled individually with the type of debris that you're allowed to put in each dumpster. There will be someone there manning that site and watching to make sure that we're putting the right thing in the right place. If we don't do that, we would jeopardize possibly some of the money that we could get back from the government. So we want to make sure we cooperate and we follow all the rules. I'll be down there as much as I can. I'm willing to answer anyone's questions. There will be, as Jim said, there's going to be a cell phone number that you can call. That'll be a central number for you to call if you need anything that has to do with debris removal. Call that number. They'll get a hold of me, and I'll get back with you and get you an answer on what you need as quickly as I can. As far as that's all I really have at this point. We're doing everything we can to do it by the books, so that the town comes out, as good as we possibly can. So again, I appreciate all of your cooperation, and I suppose I'll see a lot of you down at 2nd and Green Street over the next few days. All right, thank you all.
Okay, I know there's already been a question brought up, and I should know there's probably going to be more questions about that, but hold that for the Q&A at the end, okay? And we'll get all those questions answered at one time. Next up, police and security. Chief Roberts is going to get up here and say a few words, but first let me say a couple things, and that's that y'all are great, okay? We haven't... he'll talk about it more, but I haven't heard of any issues. But, I know you've all been busy, but come on. Here's Richard. Richard Roberts. He's going to have a few words about it. Okay.
Good afternoon. Do what? It ain't tall enough for you. Yeah. So I want to talk about the curfew first off. You can't hear me?
You got to get it really.
Okay. I thought I'd talk loud anyway.
No, you got to get it.
Is that any better? Can you hear me now? Did we lose it? How about now? All right, so I want to talk about the curfew for a minute. So it is still in effect. Will expire Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. unless we start having issues and we have to extend it. We appreciate everyone's cooperation and patience with that, and we didn't get too many complaints or grumblings over it. Everybody cooperated very well. Please continue to stay away from flooded, damaged, barricaded, or restricted areas. That's really important. Even as the water's receded, the roads, bridges, buildings, and other areas may still be unsafe, most likely are. So any changes in the curfew or other emergency measures will be communicated through our Facebook page, the town Facebook page, the Christian Church, probably other local media. They seem to jump on it when we post it. So I'm going to turn it over. This is Officer Dylan Pitcher. He's going to talk a little bit about some of the scam stuff to be aware of.
Is this okay? All right, so obviously we understand that everybody's worried about their homes, their properties, their cars that are in these affected areas. Flooding is obviously going to create some opportunities for theft, trespassing, looting, and vandalism. Luckily, we haven't had anything major reported to us. You know, we've had some suspicious persons, and we've handled those. Again, the people that are going to use an emergency as an opportunity to attack our town will not be tolerated. They will be held accountable, and the legal system will take care of them. The next thing is impersonators. We put something out on our social media page about that, but obviously just be cautious of anyone claiming to be disaster officials like FEMA or other public agencies. If someone cannot properly identify themselves, don't take their word for it. Call us. Report suspicious any activity to us, and we'll take care of it. If you don't know the non-emergency number, call 911. Our dispatchers have been absolutely phenomenal helping us out. And again, the same thing goes. Anyone's impersonating an official or using an emergency to commit a crime in our town will absolutely be held accountable. I don't think we can reiterate that. We'll continue to reiterate it. Our job is to protect all of you. We have done that since day one, and we're going to continue to do that, and that's our word and that's our priority. Thank you. You got anything else?
I just have one final thing to say. You know, our community's already shown what it can accomplish. I'm usually the loudest mouth around. I don't get it. Our community has already shown what it can accomplish when everyone works together. We will continue doing everything we can to keep the public safe, informed, and moving forward as we recover and rebuild. And we'll take questions at the end when the time comes.
So as I was standing back there, I took a look over at this wall. I want y'all to look at these people over at this wall. I've seen all these people since day one, okay? They're still here today. I think they deserve a round of applause. All right, so here's some numbers I don't like sharing, okay? We've done a preliminary damage assessment. I got some numbers, and they're probably going to change. It's just preliminary. So far, we've counted 174 homes with major damage. We have identified 4 buildings we know are destroyed and won't be able to be repaired. I think that number's probably going to go up, unfortunately. There are 71 more homes that are considered minor damage, which means they still had water in the basement and they had water damage. And crazy enough, there's only 3 that's been identified as affected by the flood. So that tells you how this roared through our town. Those numbers are going to go up. We still have a little section of town we're going through, but that's an idea of where we're at. And the response to all you took to get back in there and keep your heads above water, so to speak, it's amazing. And I know people were curious about that, and I thought it needed to get out there. But, you know, it doesn't matter if it was 10 houses or 174 houses. I think the response would have been the same. So again, thank you. Moving on from there, where do we go from here, okay? That's why a lot of you are here. Number one, we're putting together a long-term recovery committee. So probably beginning Monday, we'll have some people identified, a recovery team, I'm sorry. We'll probably identify that team, and there'll be more information about that, but now it's about how do we recover from this, right? And so we'll be working on that. Number one, the town has to get operating, and we got a long way to go to make that happen, but we're going to do it. So now I'm going to turn over the microphone to Lacey Foy, who's the State Disaster Assistant Officer, and she's going to come up and give you some information about where we're going from here.
Whoever speaks after me, I'm sorry, I have lip gloss on. Sorry about that. My name is Lacey Foy. I am the State Disaster Assistance Officer for Indiana Department of Homeland Security Recovery. I'm here today to give you a little bit of information about what the state has been doing so far to assist in the recovery process. The first thing I want to share with you, and you may have seen this on social media, is the state of Indiana received an emergency disaster declaration from FEMA. This is very, very limited. So can you hear me? Oh my gosh, whoever talks after this, sorry about the lip gloss. So this is a very limited disaster declaration. We are working actively every single day to collect the information to turn into a major federal disaster declaration to the president through FEMA. This does take a little bit of time, so I want you all to know that we are actively working on this. Secondly, and probably the most important piece of information I'd like you to take away from today is that if you have damages or you have unmet needs or things that you need, please call 211 and report that. Just 211. You can also report your damages on 211 online if that works better for you. This gives us an idea of where we need to be, who has things that maybe we can connect our volunteer agency to resources. So please call 211 and report your damages or things that you need. The third thing I'd like to talk about is that Indiana Department of Homeland Security has been putting out a lot of information. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, all of those fun social media platforms. So if you have any questions or need up-to-date information about what the state is doing for recovery, please refer to our social media. We will be out in the community doing damage assessments eventually. We're working the best and the hardest that we can. We all have identification badges on us, so please ask for identification. We are more than happy to show it to you. Please don't be afraid to do that. So we'll be here for any questions that you may have afterwards, and there's a lot of love in this room. We can feel it. So thank you so much to the city for having us, and we will communicate any further information through our social media or emergency management for Wayne County. Thank you.
It's also been mentioned about donations, cash donations or whatever coming in for relief, and there is Wayne County Cares has been set up through the Wayne County Foundation, and donations are being made there, and there'll be more information coming up on that, on how those funds might be able, how they're going to be dispersed or whatever, but that information's not available yet. But there are donations I know going in to Wayne County Cares, and not only does Cambridge City back us, but I know Wayne County does as well, and as does Indiana, and the country. We're seeing it from all over. We've had people contact us from so many different states, and it's like, what do you need? And it's like, well, we don't know, you know. We're just trying to get the lights on, right? So we've kind of had to hold some people off, but we took all their names, and they might get a call. I think that, well, no, I know one more thing. So we talked about getting the town back. So far, we've been operating out of the fire department. We're going to try to get out of there. We got a couple options we're looking at. We might use some space at the Jackson Township Trustees Building. We're also going to look at maybe getting a construction trailer and working out of there. We'll give you some more information on what that happens, but we can't get back in the town hall. So we'll keep you updated on that. From that, we're going to go to what? They're not going to pay a water bill. Water bills are going to be estimated for the next 2 months. We have no way to read meters. That was lost. And really right now, the good news for y'all, we don't have any way to bill it. So but that's not a top priority, but we'll get that going, don't worry. Yeah. Sherry says you won't get shut off this month. Don't worry. Was there anything else? Oh yeah, the other communication we have is we have the reach alert that there was a voluntary sign up, right? We're adding if you got a water bill, you're on reach alert now, okay? So you'll be getting a text message about information. So that's where that came from. Look for that to come through. If you have a cell phone attached to your account, you're going to get a reach alert on some of these announcements as well. Okay? All right, we're going to go to Q&A. I'm sorry. Do what? He's over here. He's over here hiding. I'm sorry. There's one person I need to introduce. Captain Bob Burke from the Indiana State Police. Stand up, if you will, please. He's good at coming to the meetings and giving you this and telling you what to do, okay? But you know what? Appreciate it. Appreciate you very much. Thank you. Yeah.
So a couple things from the emergency management standpoint.
Hold on. Everybody quiet down. Don't. Listen, you're better off not leaving. You better wait for the Q&A. Good information.
Okay. A couple things from emergency management. The terms that are being used is historic, catastrophic. This is not just a rise in water, okay? We've been working with a response mode, obviously, the last several days, and we are in the process of transitioning to that recovery that you have heard folks talk about. They've already talked about all the partners that have assisted. District, state, and even from Ohio have come over and been assisting. And so this recovery transition doesn't mean that the emergency is over, okay? This is going to be a long process. As they talk about, this is a marathon, this is not a sprint. I want you to know that we're going to be there. The district resources, the state resources, have primarily been released and they've gone home. For a lot of us, this is our home and we're not going anywhere, okay? So it's important you know that we're here and we're not going anywhere, even though it may not be as flashy as it has been. The recovery process all happens at different times, and they each have their own timeline. So a street's going to be opened before a house can be inhabited. It doesn't make sense. I know. I can't do anything about it. The FEMA part of this, it's going to take time. You need money yesterday. I know that. It's going to take time. But that's where we have a lot of resources literally standing in the wings ready to help you. But we have to know what that help is that you need, okay? Clear communication, as they talked about, contacting 211, reporting that damage, letting your town officials or emergency management know of those needs that you have. Those are the types of things that we're looking for. But it's very important that you report that damage to us. We are going to be working with the state officials in the days to come for those official damage assessments. The numbers that Jim gave you are fantastic for our records, but those aren't the official damage assessments. They will be going door to door, taking pictures, and you need to be doing that as well. Document everything. Pictures, videos, keep every receipt for every expense that you've had to outlay because of the disaster, okay? Safety is still a concern. You heard the police department talk about that as well. Keep that in mind as you're going back into areas that have been affected from the high water. Just to touch on debris management slightly, just a little more. I know we have some folks here from the Hagerstown community as well. They have dumpsters already set up for those that live within the incorporated limits of Hagerstown. They're at the high school parking lot. Again, separation is helpful. For those residents that live in the county's jurisdiction outside of the incorporated towns, okay, the county is turning the transfer center on Paul R. Folk Parkway, thanks, into where the county residents can take any debris. You will have to have proof of residency. Again, this is not a Matthew rule. This is a FEMA guideline. We have to keep the towns separate from the counties for tracking purposes so we can all try to get a few cents back for every dollar that we're spending. It's very important. That's why we're doing it the way we're doing it. The county will be prepared to take debris at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. The hours will be 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the transfer station. Keep in mind, some of your friends and neighbors may have special needs that they need help with, whether it be one of the vulnerable populations that we refer to, elderly folks that struggle maybe on a good day. So if you know of those folks that need help, you've got to let somebody know. You don't have to do this alone, okay? But we have to know. Again, they've talked a little bit about the communication going forward. We align everything that emergency management puts out on our social media with what the town is putting out, with what the health department is putting out. We are trying to make sure that that message is the same so there's no confusion. They're also going, as you heard them say, use that message board at the church. So anything that is posted will also be physically printed. I know the town also has a mass notification system that they have been using regularly. If you have not signed up for that, you need to. The County Emergency Management Agency has something as well, but you will get better information from your town folks, okay? As I close, I want you to understand that we know that we've all experienced some of the worst days of our life, okay? That's not lost on us. But again, I say we're not going anywhere. The water has receded. The fire trucks are going to be parked back in the fire station. And there will come a day where we don't make the headlines. But that doesn't mean that we have stopped working. There's a lot of people that will still be working in the background. I'll tell you now, it won't be as fast as you want it done. I'll just tell you now. But that doesn't mean that we're not doing everything that we need to be doing and following every guideline that we possibly can so we can try not to let this disaster ruin us financially for you and for the town. We're not going anywhere.
Regular trash, yeah. No debris. No. Hang on. One thing is just brought up. Rumpke is doing normal trash pickup tomorrow. Normal trash pickup, okay? No debris. I'm talking household trash. Okay. If you need a roller, Sherry needs to know. We're not going to go down the river and pick them up. But anyway, by normal trash, we mean household trash, okay? Not debris, not furniture, not, let's be smart about it is what I'm asking, okay? Because we can't overwhelm the trash trucks, okay? I know you all use your head on that. What else? Oh, if you come in to pay your water bill, we can't take cash. So bring us a check, pay it online. Okay.
Go get somebody's question and yell at it.
Okay, we're going to bring them down, I think, to the... Okay. All right, we're going to have Q&A, but raise your hand. We'll get somebody up to you or whatever. Hang on. You're next.
What do people do if they lost this town garbage can?
All right, we just talked about that. You need to talk to Sherry. She'll get with Rumpke, and we'll get you another one, okay? I got Randy here. What do you got, Randy?
Yep, you're good.
So you're talking about debris piled up in your house, right? So, I mean, it's all got to go to the dumpsters. Am I right, Matthew?
Yes, I got a line over here. You want to be third?
So any debris's got to go to the dumpsters there. If you can get it there in a truck or whatever, we got people that have come to us and volunteered to help with that, okay? It's got to be separated as their request. It's got to be. You got something else? If they're looking for a place to live. American Red Cross, yes.
Jim,
Who?
I got one.
What can be done about traffic reduction? Today we saw a semi almost sideswipe several cars on 40. We don't need any more damages, and they're going so fast, and we're running, probably shouldn't be, but we're going back and forth across 40 to check on our neighbors or going to eat where Sugar Creek has food set up, and we're just really concerned about that.
Richard, you want to address that?
I think, unfortunately, with the construction on the interstate, there's not a whole lot we can do with this. Believe me, it's frustrating for us as well.
You have a question? Yep.
I'm going to try here.
It'll bounce.
What's that?
Hey, so here's the bottom line. US 40 is back as a regular US highway for traffic flow, for interstate traffic, for oversized loads, and for semis. The highway's open. But there's no difference now than before the flood with the traffic through town. It's the same. So you just need to be aware of that. Now, I know we got some cars and things that probably still need to be pulled off the highway of 40 here in town, and we got to collect up those vehicles that have been washed away. But you all need to be aware of that. We know the debris out there. That's not normal in town, so we have to work through that problem. But you just got to be aware. If we have to do some speed enforcement or something, we can help with that through town. Maybe put some mobile signs up on speed limits. We can work on all of that, okay? But clear on it. But the highway's not going to change, and you're going to get oversized loads and semi-traffic through 40, and that's just the bottom line.
So we also just did some training on the oversized loads and stuff. That's not something that we normally deal with. We're more versed now on how to handle that, especially the ones with escorts and things like that. So we're going to work on it.
Hey, to your question about shelters and home places to live, did they leave? Okay. We need to put information out on Red Cross coordination, shelters, and for folks that are displaced still. The Coleman Center is still open through the Red Cross for folks that are displaced. I know there were some folks I talked to in town that still don't have a place to live. Hold on to questions. Just one sec. We'll get to you. But let's put some information out on how we coordinate for Red Cross for folks that still need housing.
Yeah, we can get that information on who you need to contact too. So, what do you have over here?
I have a question about Centerville, Indiana. I know this pertains to Cambridge City mostly, but we are affected on our road in College Corner. I want to know, maybe Matthew Kane can answer my question. We have gotten zero help from the town of Centerville except for some trash pickup. I know there's a neighbor guy up there. He's probably got questions. And we want to know what we can do in our neighborhood because our house is decimated as well. And my hearts go out to everyone in Cambridge. Please don't think I don't know this. I do. Okay? We are also in your shoes. Matthew, my name is Joe.
Right.
Lezak.
I'm assuming you're going to have to follow up with the folks in Centerville, right? Did you hear what? Yeah, okay. You're going to get immediate attention. How's that?
Here, you come talk about it. How about Jim?
Yeah. So did you hear what they said about the debris? If it's very important that we follow. Pardon?
We're separated in our yard, so we're supposed to leave that until FEMA comes and reviews it.
You can take it to the dumpsters. It'll be separated in the dump. We have separate dumpsters for each category, so you can take it there. But if you take it out on a different dumpster, it won't count. It has to go to our collection area. Yeah. The whole, that's right, it's the whole community. The debris collection, as I understand it, they're assessing it for the whole community, yeah. Let me go back over here. Acosta, who do you have?
Right, okay. But we can bring it to town now. We don't have to do that. Yeah.
Hi, I live on Vandalia. Our garage, our house is partially collapsed. The floor is getting ready to cave in. My concern is that my older children have seen on Snapchat other teenagers posting going through our house. We've had our door busted in twice. We pulled up there 2 days ago and we caught a teenager in our house. And then someone stopped me this morning at the church and told me last night they got 2 12-year-old boys out of our house. It's seriously like a danger. And we have put no trespassing signs up. It's still happening. We lost all 3 of our cars as well. Somebody's busted windows out of 2 of them. Took my bank card. I've had to file a claim. So people are in and out of our house while we're elsewhere displaced, and we don't know how to prevent it.
So I know exactly where you're at, and I promise we have been down your street many, many times. What I would tell every single neighbor here, if you see activity like that, call us immediately. While it's great to reach out to her or your neighbor, call us. Because when I find those people, they're going right to jail. And if you have that evidence, get with me after and we'll take care of it, okay? Does that answer your question? Okay.
Is there anything we can do to get some kind of barriers up to or anything like that? House or something? We'll look and see if we can get some kind of barriers up there too, and maybe that'll help, you know, keep people out of your driveway or whatever. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we lost a few barriers. Yes, we did. I moved a few back up a couple times and they still floated away. So I got somebody over here. All right, good question. How long do you have to get rid of your debris? I don't know. Hang on just a second, we got the answer, okay?
Okay, so go ahead and take care of your debris. Just please make sure that you sort it in the way that they've been putting it out. You do not have to wait, but document, 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 and document some more. Well, you don't have to take pictures of your debris. You can get rid of it today or whenever they have it set up, okay? There's no time limit to that.
The question is, does she have a month? Does she have 2 months?
That's not a me question, that's the thing. But as far as trying to recover right now, you do not have to wait. Just make sure that you take photos and videos of all of your damage. Itemize everything that you have the best that you possibly can, and keep a hold of that, your receipts and everything like that, okay?
Back over here. I'm back over here and I'll be right back here, okay?
Just real quick, Aaron Roberts, Commissioner. I believe for the county, there's 90 days. Is that the timeline? I'll call him out for you, Jim.
So on Friday, we made a special resolution for debris for a 90-day resolution. We're going to continue to monitor that as it goes along, but right now is set at a 90-day period is what it's set at.
Thank you. All right.
Yes.
Jim, are you guys going to talk about the time frames for applying for the assistance, the grants, the help? From my understanding, that's pretty strict what you have to do. Is that information going to be out anywhere for the residents to start applying?
That one I can answer. Yes, the information's going to be out there. As far as the timeline, yeah. So the problem is so far there's no official declaration, despite the fact that it looked that way this morning. Yeah, we have an emergency declaration, but we need the official. Go ahead.
I can help with this again too. Close enough? Okay. So we have an emergency declaration, and that's very limited in scope. So we're working to get the federal major disaster declaration that will hopefully eventually get some federal assistance into the communities. But make sure that you keep an eye out on social media, work with the local officials and the EMA for any other assistance that could be available, because those are things that they're actively working on.
And we'll have the long-term recovery team in place, right? So they'll make sure all that information gets out.
Okay, and one more question just to piggyback on that. That is for residents and business owners, correct? There'll be information on both sides?
Two separate things. So you'll have one for homeowners, and then there'll be information coming forth about businesses as well. But they're two kind of separate programs and processes.
We'll be able to find that on the...
So two separate processes, but they'll both come from our recovery team, okay?
Thank you guys for everything you're doing.
Yes, sir. Uh-huh.
Well, we're running.
Well. Okay, so the question was, you've emptied out your house, your basement or whatever. You did it ahead of time. Don't blame you whatsoever. But it's all in one big pile. It can still be separated, right? Yeah. I mean, even if it's in one big pile, it can still get separated. If you need help with that, I think we can find help. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not the debris guy. But let me just tell you, it's a good point. It's a good question. This debris, hold on, ma'am, all right? This debris stuff's going to take a while. And it's not just the stuff you've already pulled out of your houses, but when we start renovating all the houses and pull all the siding down and the drywall and the insulation and all the wood that's been destroyed, we're going to have debris for months, okay? So this is an ongoing long-term process. But the bottom line is the guidelines from the federal government for us to get reimbursed for all the stuff that you have lost. And I'm very sorry about that. It's going to take time, and we've got to separate it. We got to give the town a little bit of time to put the volunteer teams together, to get the collection site set up, and then send the volunteer teams around for those of you that cannot do it yourself, all right? And we get the addresses. That's why we're getting all your information in here so that we know who you are and what your initial assessment is and how we go from address to address and track each one of you in this long-term recovery team, all right, on what your status is from beginning to end until you're either back in the residence or you don't or you demolish it or whatever the long-term outcome is. But you got to be patient with this process, but we got to follow the guidelines because we get money and reimbursement for doing it the right way, all right, and for the disposal of it. And look, when they set up these 7, 8, 10, whatever containers, they're going to fill up quick, and then we got to pull them out and put new ones in, and we got to get the teams going around street to street, house to house. And I'll help you work through that, but we got to separate your pile, and that's the bottom line, so that we get all the right stuff in the right place, okay? Any other questions about debris? Because it's going to take a while. What do you got, ma'am? Yes. Okay. Well, you're the homeowner, so I think you get to decide what you want to do on, and what's that? Yeah. Look, so that's what all these assessments that are going to take place. Do you want to talk about this, Jane? Or I got the right name? Jade. Okay. Let her talk about this from a state perspective on what you're talking about.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Am I talking in the right spot? I'm Jane Crady. I'm with Catholic Charities Disaster Response out of Indianapolis, but I'm also the chair of a group called Indiana VOAD. That's all of our voluntary organizations that are active in disaster. Okay, we can call on nationwide volunteers. First of all, to answer your question about taking your possessions out. And this gentleman is absolutely correct. If your house is unstable, do not go in there for any reason. Okay, we don't want a house collapsing on somebody. We can eventually get bulldozers in here to just take the whole thing down. I know you're going to lose a lot of possessions that you hold dear, but when they take it down, the only thing we can do is sort through what we've got, okay? But please don't go in that house, all right? As far as a couple of other things, if you don't mind, I know somebody from Cambridge City asked about, when are we going to see help? The gentleman, I can't think of your name. Jim, sorry about that. Obviously, I'm not from here. But Jim, as he said, we will get to it. We're setting up long-term recovery committees, and that's something that DOAD does, comes in and helps that get moving. And that will be for the entire county. So Cambridge City and all the other towns would be included in that. The long-term recovery committee will try and move everything forward as fast as we can. We have volunteers already all over the state and offering to come in to do muck outs, help you get the stuff out of your house, whatever it is, and then they'll come in and do mold remediation. All right, you got to let that house dry out. As Jim said, this is it's not a sprint; it is a marathon. This could take more than a year, people. You need to find out what you want to do about your temporary housing, because you can't live in a house that we're renovating, and you sure don't want to be in there if there's mold in there, right? We have teams that can come in and do mold remediation for you. If you had to hire a company, that would cost about $10,000. Our volunteers do it as well as or better than most of those companies, and they do it all for free, okay? Volunteers don't charge anything for the materials they use or for their time or anything else. So, that's the way you want to go. Did you have another? Okay, so we have a building inspector? Okay, we need to get the building inspector out there. Okay. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Okay, there you go. Did somebody copy that address down? Okay, so the building inspector needs to make that decision. Which reminds me, if you see a house with a red tag on it, don't go in there. That's condemned. Do you have one? No, the red tag. It's a paper tag. Yeah. Okay. Again, first of all, be sure you're reporting everything on 211. That gives us all information on who needs what. Right now, the last 211 report out shows that your county, the whole county, has only 60 people registered on that. And as we just heard, we have at least 174 homes that are major damage. So please do that before you do anything. And then I'm going to wrap up, but yes, there is no website for that. Every community is local. We set them up individually all over the state. Once they get the long-term recovery set up, I'm sure they will put up a website, okay? But you will each get a case manager. It'll take a few weeks to get that up and running. It'll be a person who has been trained to work in disasters, and they're going to hold your hand through all of this until you're either back in your home, you're relocated, or we run out of resources, but we will assign each of you that registers a case manager to work with that can answer your questions or get the answers for them. Okay? Thank you.
Going back to the question about if you're displaced and you need a place to stay, the Golay Center here in town works with the Red Cross. So I suggest if that is the case, you go see the folks at the Golay Center and they'll work with the Red Cross and get you taken care of. Okay? What we got over here?
Hi, I just wondered, the stuff that didn't get wet, like the upstairs of your home, can that just stay for now?
Pardon me? It can stay, right?
If it's not, if your house is not condemned or anything, yes, it can stay upstairs. The biggest problem is once you get mold in a house, it will spread, okay? And the next thing you know, what was upstairs and fine is going to be all moldy and you're going to throw it out anyway. I'm not suggesting you take it out. I'm suggesting that you get everything out of that was wet out of there, get the house opened up and dried out, and get, so it doesn't spread. And then we'll get mold teams in there, okay?
Good info, thank you. Yes.
The gas company came and shut everybody off. Is the gas company coming back to turn everybody on?
Okay, that's a good question. I've heard it several times. You have to call the gas company to get them to come turn it back on.
I tried all day Friday, and it didn't. No one answers.
Get Matthew.
Just saying.
That's the number they're calling. She's saying she's calling, she's getting no response. For the gas company, she's called and getting no response. No answer, no response. Yeah. What number are you calling? The one that's on that sheet?
Yeah, and it's the automated system, and the system doesn't understand you.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'll get hold of them, okay? We'll call them and ask them what's up. See if we can improve that, okay? Yep. Is there what? I don't. Oh. Did we? No. I think we had somebody from the electric company there, but not gas. Yeah. Yes.
Hi, Rogers Engineering, the large building by the pub. I'm here representing them. Have questions over the electric. When the electric was shut off, I went ahead and made a phone call to Duke to ask them to keep that electricity shut off in case there was some items that we missed on our machinery. My understanding from reading is that we need to have EMA come in and inspect the building before we have Duke turn that electricity back on. Is that correct? And who do I contact if so?
I experienced the same situation with First Bank Richmond, and all we had to do was answer a few questions. Was the electrical board submerged in water? They came in, Duke came in and did a walkthrough, but they were able to put our meter back on and turn our power back on. So yes, we did not have to have any official EMA in the building.
It sounds like you just need to talk to Duke directly and see if, and I would recommend telling them you want somebody there, okay? And
Yeah, I just didn't know if FEMA was going to be affected if we put on electricity and run some of the equipment, but we had 8 feet of water in that building. Everything was covered.
Yeah, say again.
The building had about 8 feet of water throughout, so every piece of equipment on that main floor was covered, including production equipment, customer equipment that was in the process of being built. Yeah. So we want to make sure that we're following correct protocol so nothing is missed.
So as I understand it, Duke said they cut off the power. If you want it back on or whatever, they have to come in and do the inspection before they'll turn it back on. So they'll come and see if it's safe to turn it back on or not, okay?
EMA does not need to get involved in that. Thank you.
Have we spoke to anyone from the post office to know how they're going to handle our mail the next few days until we can get mail holds or forwarding addresses set up?
The quick answer to that is no, but tell you what. Oh, looky there. What's the story, Tammy? Yeah, but like, I'm guessing just what about the flooded area?
Yeah, like our businesses, our building's gonna have
Okay, so that answer is, if they can get to your house or business, they're delivering. They've been delivering, right? If they can't, they'll hold your mail, come in, and you can get it from them. Okay? Thanks, Tammy.
Hey, I just tried calling the gas company representative that's been with us here for the last 3 or 4 days. Get you a sec. I tried getting hold of Jared, and he's not answering. So we will find out if that's still a good number, if there's a better streamlined way to get your gas turned back on. It's supposed to be through that number that you just contact them, and then they'll send somebody out just like normal nat gas service for utilities. It'd be the same thing with the power. You should be able to reach out to them and get your utilities turned back on once your house has been cleared by an electrician that they can reinstall your meter. So we will put information out through the town on gas service if there's a different number or a better way to go about getting that return for you.
Yeah.
I have 2 questions. One, has anybody been on 4th Street yet?
Has anybody 4th Street?
Yeah.
You mean as far as done an evaluation there, or what are you talking about?
To see how bad it was.
Everybody's, I mean, we've been down through the entire town. And as far as counting the numbers and everything, we've definitely been on 4th Street, yeah. So,
Okay. And my second question was, I know for a fact that I cannot afford to repair my whole floor on my house. Is there any possible way of getting any place that has wood or flooring donations here?
Yeah, again, that will go through the long-term recovery thing. It's not like we can just go and get flooring and have you put it in or whatever. You'll get a case manager. They will help you find the resources that you need to fix your house, whether that's materials, like the wood for your flooring, and then get volunteers to bring it in, or to find funding to have somebody put it in, okay? It's going to take time, hun. Don't think it's going to happen next week. And if your house is unsafe because of your floors, is it falling through or something? Yeah, you need to find, do you have friends or family in the area that you could stay with? Yeah, that's what you need to do, okay? You need to not live in the house if the floors are dangerous, and then we will have a case manager get in touch with you. It'll take another week or 2 to do that, okay? And then they'll help you repair and get this house back up to snuff. Do you own that house or do you rent it?
It's my parents.
Give her a mic, please. I can't hear her.
My parents own it.
Oh, your parents own it. Okay, good. Because I was going to say we'd have to deal with the landlord, but if it's your parents, we can do that, okay? So sit tight, and, we'll get you a case manager, okay? Thanks. The Long-Term Recovery Committee is in the process of getting set up right now, and they will be identifying people who want to be case managers. Those will be local people, but we will not allow a person whose home has been damaged to be a case manager, okay? There's conflict of interest rules against that. But I will be coming up as soon as we find a few people to do that, and they're working on it already to find those people, and once they're trained, we can get rolling. And I'm going to say, maybe a couple of weeks, okay? And then there'll be a number where you can call in and leave your name, and a case manager will call you back, and they'll set up a meeting with you and get you rolling, okay?
I'm going to go over here.
2 questions.
Okay, I'm going to go over here. First of all, there was a question that came in. People are watching this live stream. Okay, so there was a question about whether we want, if we want whole tables, whole furniture, or whatever, they want it busted up, right? I can tell you this, if it's going to get to the dumpster, it's probably going to get busted up. So it doesn't matter, okay? Because we're going to get as much in there as we can. So if it gets there, it's going to get busted up. If you want to bust it up when you put it in there, it's okay with us. All right?
Yes, I have 2 questions. The first one is, if you run out of curb space to put your stuff, can you put it on the side of an alley, if the alley is behind your house?
Yeah,
And the second question is, for volunteers to help come and separate that, will there be a list or somewhere to sign up to get that done? Okay, thank you.
So 2 questions here, all right? You're running out of space to put your stuff, right? We understand that. There are dumpsters coming very quickly, and we'll try to prioritize those people that need more space and see if we can get some of that out of there for you, okay? And as far as putting it in the alley, I'm not so sure that's a great idea because emergency vehicles or whatever may need to get through there. So I think the best bet is to let us see if we can get it out, get what you have out of there as quickly as possible, okay? Yeah.
Hi, I have 2 questions. One, I just want to clarify, we don't have gas, water, electric, and we were told that someone was supposed to come tomorrow and inspect our home to see if it's livable, our foundation and stuff. Is that true? Is someone supposed to be here tomorrow? And who's supposed to help us get everything? Like, do we have to have an electrician inspect it, or is the company going to do it, or do we have private people? I don't know
Gotcha.
where to go.
First of all, what's your address?
113 East Church. I'm the Red Roof.
The Red Roof. Okay. So who told you that it's in the condition it is, that you can't?
I think it's fine. I mean, my house was built in 1890.
So you're looking for an
This isn't the first
official,
rodeo.
you're looking for some kind of official inspection, right?
Yeah, this isn't the first rodeo for that house. I think we're good, but they took our meter. We don't even have a meter. They took the meter, water's off, gas is off.
Did you
Yes.
did you say somebody was coming though? I mean,
Yeah, Frank Poole, my neighbor, said that there was an inspector coming tomorrow, but I don't know, like,
all right. Well,
that's what I'm saying.
The meter should be sitting on the front porch somewhere. I just took it out. They didn't take it.
Okay.
That's right. Water should be back on.
No, we had water running in our house, leaks.
hey, if you'll hang tight here afterward, I want to come talk to you, okay?
Okay, I had another question.
Okay.
Does anyone own the 2 vehicles parked in my yard?
It's fair.
Truck with a trailer and a black car. It's where my shed used to be.
We can find out, right? Our police department's going to check on that for you, okay? They have license plates, we can find out.
If we get too close to each other, it's going to start screaming at us. That's why we have to stay.
I just have another. Oh my lord! Sorry about
No,
that.
go ahead, go ahead.
Another debris question. I rent, and my landlord is already coming in with a dumpster and took 1 load of debris somewhere. I don't know where he's taking it. So, will this affect me with FEMA of the stuff I got, as long as I got pictures and stuff of my stuff?
So as I understand it, it won't affect you personally, okay? It does affect the numbers for the town, correct? But, minimally. But no, it won't affect you personally as far as any
He's gutting the
opportunity.
house out right
Yeah.
now.
We'd prefer they don't do that, but we understand some people did some stuff on their own. That happens, but we're going on with what we have, okay? But it shouldn't affect you personally, no. Yeah, but I mean, it's not going to affect anything for him. I mean, is what we're saying.
We had some stuff that was in the back of our house. There's somebody in here that says to me, do not absolutely move the stuff from your house for a week. So does it stay in the front of our house for a week, or can it be moved now? because that's what I was told 2 days ago.
All right, so I don't know who told you that. I know it wasn't me. First of all, I know her personally, and you making a big mistake, listen to her. All right. The reason you were told not to move it is because we want debris management to go through the correct dumpsters. When you got the dumpsters, you can get rid of it. Got it? And stop listening to her.
Jim, there's a question over here that asks about the boil advisory, when that's going to end.
That's a good question. So right now it remains. We have to have a number of tests passed, two after we get, yeah. After it gets out in the city, we have to get 2 tests passed. Have we had any? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're several days away, right? The upshot is we're several days away from lifting a boil order. We have to have a number of tests pass before we can lift that. And so continue to boil your water. As soon as it's okay, you'll get a notification, okay? But it's going to be several days.
The case manager stuff that we've talked about, does that come from the filing of the 211, or does that come from the information that was given today? Both. Okay, so
Both.
if we've done it all, then...
If you've done 211, you're a step ahead. That's good.
Okay. And several days, 1 week, 10 days, no guarantee right now? Got it. Thank you.
There's a lot that depends. It's going to, got to happen. So watch for information. We'll keep you updated. Yes, sir.
I had a question about appliances that are gone now because of the flood. To get credit from FEMA or whatever, what do we need to do? Just have pictures and stuff, or what?
So first of all, take pictures of everything, okay? Document everything. That's good. Is part of the debris appliances too? That's one of the columns is debris. So document everything, take pictures, and then when we start taking debris, appliances is part of it. Okay? Yeah, they're making a good point. If you have to buy new, keep your receipts, okay? So we know what you've spent to replace them, okay? And that goes with anything. Yeah. They need to go to the dumpsters. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Jim, what should people do if they've lost their job because of the flood? Should they apply for unemployment, go to work one? What's the situation there?
So I'm not the expert on that, but I'm getting a lot of head nods, okay? So yes, they should apply for unemployment and seek normal help, that you have.
To the gentleman that just asked about the job, that they lost the job, did he leave or is he still here? The gentleman that called, hey, Mark. He's not hearing it. Anyway, for anybody else that might have lost their job, register on 211. They can refer you to the right place. And if we get the FEMA declaration, there is reimbursement for job loss due to the disaster. Okay?
Yeah, go ahead. Say it in here. Just repeat it.
You're standing on my line. The question that the gentleman asked is if he lost his job due to the disaster, should he file for unemployment? The answer is yes, but also please note that on 211, call in there. They can either verbally talk to a person at 211, okay, don't fill it out online, about this, and they will refer you to the right people if we get a FEMA declaration. Okay, if we get a FEMA declaration, there is the possibility of reimbursement for job loss due to a disaster.
That's okay. It's about the debris. So if they're in big black construction bags, and you got 70 of those.
Let me wrap this up, and I'll answer your question personally. Okay. All right, I think we're going to wrap it up. All right, we're going to wrap it up. I know you got more questions, okay? We'll try to answer them down here because there's only a few people left, okay? And we'll try to answer them down here for you, okay? Thank you for coming.